Hello everyone. This is the part 2 of our second episode on racial stereotypes and representation in media. Hope you enjoy it. But like we talked about how Asian and other Black people are represented, minorities are represented in the media. But I think the stereotypes in the case of the white people are also true. I mean, the blonde girls are always underestimated by saying that, oh my god, you're not smart enough, or you're a blonde girl, you're white, okay, you must be dumb. But that's not always
And
the case.
yeah, I like a stress fund baby or something.
Yeah.
Yes, like there's stereotypes for every single race. So obviously there's stereotypes for the white girl, for the
But
white guy, but it's like
yeah,
they're less harmful
mhm.
for a white girl, like the stereotype of, oh, she's innocent, or she's stupid, or she's a trans fund baby. It's like it's not as harmful as like the Asian who's only here like and who's all the time Chinese, and she's here to know martial arts. Like I don't know if you've seen Kill Bill, like basically any Tarantino movie. Like here, white guys are gonna be bad, but in Kill Bill, the Lucy Liu, it's like there's this image of her, and she's like, I don't remember the movie exactly, but she's just here to be the typical Asian character who knows martial arts and who's here to like fight against the white main character.
Yeah.
As,
So
as
I just realized that I was just brainstorming and like thinking of any movies that I have seen with the Asian representation, and it's always Chinese people. Like I personally did not see a movie with the Philippines.
So many different, and it's not even because even a character is Asian, it's obviously like East Asia. So it's either Japanese, Chinese, or sometimes Korean. But it's like they never consider like all Asia with Southeast Asia, South Asia, East Asia, West Asia. Like there's so many parts. The Chinese diaspora is like way bigger than other Asian countries.
Yeah.
So it's like people who are not Asian or who are not very educated, they don't know more than like China, which is sad because there's so much more. So instantly people will say, "Oh, an Asian person, you're Chinese." So yeah, it's like
yeah, and honestly, like when you were talking about like the white stereotypes in movies and stuff, like I feel it's like exactly like not as harmful, and it's not a reason for them like because of that stereotype. It's not that they cannot get like housing or like education and jobs, like I feel because of like our misrepresentation of people of color in the media in general, like that's also a big reason why people are immediately like at job interviews like, maybe this person is going to be like nonchalant or like not working as well as a white person, or even though they have the same education, but if you have like a different last name or whatever, they will like immediately link you to all these bad characteristics and whatever. And like in my hometown as well, like it's super crazy, but some people are still like super racist, and because it's like it's more of a white community. And so for example, my brother has a company, and he was like when he would like come in these really big circles, like white circles, or these older white men and stuff, or like even with his ex-girlfriend, her family, they would be like, oh yeah, I heard like he's a foreigner because we're not Belgian, and then the other would be like, yeah, but he has a company, so it's fine, he's one of the good ones. Like they would talk about people of color like really negatively, and be like, if he's educated or whatever. It's really disturbing, honestly.
Yeah. Like they are like a less of a human being.
Like you have to work like twice as hard just to get like the same as a white man.
Yeah. And now we briefly would like to talk about beauty standards and media representation in South Korea, how it's affecting people there. We know that it's not quite relevant to our general content, but we just thought that it would be really interesting to share our perspectives on this too.
So the thing is, I was talking to my friends about this, and Actually, it was really funny because the conversation started when I sent my boyfriend a selfie of me, right? And he was like, "You look like an anime character," and I was like, "Oh my god, I do! I look like an anime character." So I was like looking at the picture, and then I was like thinking, you know how like in my subconsciously, like my view of myself and my style and like the things that I do, whatever, like to take care of myself, like it's actually it has changed by being in Korea for so long because even though like I don't care about like beauty standards anymore, you know, like I grew out of it and I don't care. I just do whatever I want and feel like doing for myself, how to feel my best and whatever. But I feel like because the like representation here, girl, it's like a white Korean woman with huge eyes, like flawless skin, like long black hair, and that is it. Like even for a Korean woman, it's so hard. Like it's so hard to live up to that, you know?
Yeah.
And like and I was thinking about how like subconsciously like I just walk around here, I don't even look at like ads or whatever, you know, but
Yeah.
I'm still seeing, I'm surrounded by all this representation, and like it subconsciously it really affects me sometimes, I feel like, because you know it's super weird, but like yeah, I just wanted to mention that, like even though we're not talking specifically about South Korea, you know, but it really like struck me, you know, when I thought
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, yeah. And the
Standards.
thing is, in South Korea, like there is so much pressure of being pretty and being naturally pretty. You know, they have so many like the clinics of the plastic surgery. And in the West, when a girl does a plastic surgery on her nose or anywhere, people are like, oh my God, she did that, but she's still pretty, you know? But in Korea, it's just like if the fact that she has done that surgery, plastic surgery, if it's really apparent, they're like, it's not really natural though, so yeah, she's
Yeah.
not pretty. It's just
It's also super common, like I feel it's it's much cheaper. I see a lot of women, like I don't care, but you know, I just worry for them that they're like trying to live up to this image they want to have from themselves, and they don't really do it out of like their own power, and it's so heartbreaking, honestly. Like and
yeah.
that's the reason, like I feel I wouldn't feel completely comfortable like staying here for super long, because it can like it has a huge influence on like
Yeah, I
people,
feel like
honestly.
they're bored of it, and it's like so. Because I have like some Korean friends, and even like basic things like their Instagrams or things like this. When you see like their pictures, they like Photoshop them, or they're like trying to make their faces smaller. Because I have a thing with this, so they hide it or they put filters like all the time, and it's like they have these standards like just always in their life. It's like even when we take pictures, like when we're out, everybody's drunk, it's like fun, let's take pictures. They're always like this or in the back so we don't see their faces, or like hiding all of it because they're so scared,
Yeah.
like people will
Yeah, yeah,
see
yeah, yeah.
them in a bad way, and it's like so sad because like they're beautiful the way they are. They don't have to be like the typical beautiful Korean woman just to be
Yeah.
But
like
you know, also it's crazy how you talked about like the filter things. Like, have you noticed like on Korean TikTok how you
yeah
can change literally all your facial features? Like,
yeah
and when I
Yeah.
arrived here, like, and my TikTok was automatically changed, so I literally looked like a white anime character. Like, my eyes were huge, like my face was slim, like I looked like an alien, honestly. And like, and I never noticed. And then when I also sent my boyfriend TikTok that I was making, like, oh, and then he was like, "Right, something's wrong with your eyes. I don't know what it is." And I was like, really? So then I like looked up, I did my research because she's an intellectual, and I did it. And like, it's like I had articles where everyone like a Korean TikTok completely like face change your features, even though you don't want it. And you have to like manually like take off every filter, like your
all
nose. You like,
the time, like, it's so weird,
it is.
Wow.
but yeah.
So yeah,
I
that is
swear.
also kind of the influence of the media, honestly. Like they're seeing so many beautiful people and they're
Yeah,
just
because
trying
like
to
the
live up to
K-pop
those
idols, the
expectations of
drama actors
beauty.
and everything. It's
Yeah.
like K-pop idols. Like I kind of like K-pop to be honest, but to be fair, I don't think they all look that perfect in real life. And it's like
Yeah.
standards are way too high when
They
like
are.
It's
Honestly,
like
everyone has this
get
glass
reviews
skin,
and they're
and
like working just on their visuals.
yeah.
It's like yeah, they're perfect, but they're not real.
Yeah, and the thing is, majority of the K-pop idols really do plastic surgery, but when it comes to like saying, speaking up about this, they're like, I didn't.
Yeah,
And
the
it's
lying
just
on
they
people
that really influences the
being influenced by this.
the
Yeah.
teenagers who are watching this, because they're really vulnerable to this kind of content. And when like really their idol, the pretty people that they look up to, just say like, oh no, it's just natural, this is what I was born with, they feel like, oh my god, it means like beauty is not attainable, so like, so my life is a failure. It's kind
Yeah,
of what they
truly.
think, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they're okay, honestly.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, that's sad.
But
okay.
it's not always in the South Korea. I think in the America and like in the West,
Yeah.
the same is
But I
true.
feel
Like
like
with
here
the
it's
Kim
so
Kardashians.
extreme.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I feel,
the
yeah.
the recently BBL trend, Brazilian butt lift.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just really increasing people, the number of the people who are getting the BBL, because of the Kim Kardashian, because of the influence of the social media. And the interesting
Mhm.
fact is like the BBL is really, really extremely dangerous practice. It can really end up
You can
killing.
die.
Yeah, you can really
Yeah.
die because.
So, I feel like all the things we talked about today are super accurate, and but we really need to emphasize that there is like a change going on, and it's a good change. Like a lot of black owned brands are coming up. There's so much more branding and like support for these companies and just POCs in general, and there's much more representation as well. But I do feel like it would be naive to think that it's like the end game already, because I feel like we still have so much work on it, and
Yeah.
there's everyone, it's human to have prejudices, but I feel like people should really like take it in their hands and like start working actively on their prejudices, like, and
Mm-hmm.
that would make the world a better place, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like there's so
And
much more like diversity in like the film industry or in the media in general, which is great. But yeah, as Amrita say, we're not done at all, and it's like there's still so many directors or films or like ads or I don't know, even in social media that use stereotypes way too much, or that
yeah.
just don't care, or that like they do branding just for white people, and we're not done yet, just as you
Mm-hmm.
said.
Mm-hmm. You know, like media is a really powerful tool to use to influence the world, and like people are trying to utilize it in the right way and trying to represent different races, but we are not quite there, really.
Yeah,
On
we
the
have
right path, but not
we
quite
did a
there.
step, and we have to do more. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just enjoy our tea then, and
We hope
Yeah.
for the world to change.
while sipping tea,
Yeah.
and at least we're creating awareness around it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So find us next week for our next episode, which will be about, you'll see. Ooh, surprise.
Ooh, living on the edge. We're not deciding on what we're gonna talk yet. Like, we'll see.
Mm.
But please subscribe, follow us, watch our videos, put a like. I don't know how YouTube works. Yeah.
Yeah. Do whatever you want. Like just interact with the
Yeah.
content, I guess.
Just relax, have some snacks, watch our episodes, whatever you want. And also, like, if you want us to talk about other things, you can like leave a comment or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.